Cinemondo with Kathy and Ramesh.
Hello.
Hello. So we have a new series from ZEE5. And I love that streaming service because they have all the good stuff. Really well curated streaming site. Love seeing movies from them because they have a lot of their own productions, but they also have a lot of great movies that, we need to go back and watch, which we are going to do. But in the meantime, we have a new series, and I'm especially excited because it's a horror series. Yay.
Yes.
Tell me about it, Ramesh.
So it's titled Andhar Maya.
Okay.
So I think it stands for illusion in darkness or a deception in darkness. Yeah. So it's a Marathi language based TV series. And just to give you a reference, you watched Tumbad.
Yes.
Which was primarily made in, I think, somewhere in Maharashtra.
Okay.
Like the whole movie was shot. So Marathi is the language of state of Maharashtra.
So good. Tumbad is probably one of the best Indian horror films I've seen, and is still like one of the coolest. Just on my list of cool horror movies is very high because it felt very different, very unique, really great, like folk horror that I hadn't quite seen before. So that I think is cool because India doesn't do a ton of horror. And I like that they're kind of seem to be picking up the pace a little bit and doing a little more horror. So when I hear there's like a horror series, I feel like that's really special, especially if it's in, in that zone, because there's so much history and so much, mythology that can be turned into such a great spiritual kind of horror movies. So they have a lot to work with when it comes to creating great horror. That's especially like,
there are horror movies that do come out in India. It's just that they, it's more like they follow the same pattern over and over again.
Yeah.
Until there's nothing left of it.
There's nothing left. I know. No, one of the best I thought was Brahma Yugam. I don't know if you saw that as Malayalam with Mammootty. Such a beautiful film, like beautiful black and white. Like, first of all, bringing out a black and white film now is just crazy anyway, but it was such a fun, crazy, cool, like folk horror with Mammootty just going for it.
Yeah.
So I love it when they really nail it because it's so fun. So I'm very excited about this as a horror series. So that's even more ambitious.
Yeah, it is ambitious. And also the one thing that I would like to also, the reason why I'm interested in watching this is like Marathi language films in general. They're really very good. Like there are a bunch of movies out there like Sairat and there are a few others. So yeah, those they are rich in content in general and then the way they show things.
So I'm very excited to see what this has in store because it's horror, it's folk horror, it's Marathi. We got all kinds of great stuff in this. So thank you, ZEE5, for supporting the horror genre. We love that. Okay, so let's take a look at this trailer and see what we got. All right, here we go.
दिनू शेठला मुक्ती मिळालेली नाही अजून. दिनू शेठच्या कार्याच्या निमित्तानं का होईना पण एकत्र आला.
कालूत लक्षात आहे ना.
हे घर विकण्याची खरंच गरज आहे का?
एवढ्यात जडला जीव.
मला आपल्या बाळासाठी शहरात हक्काचं घर हवंय.
हे काय प्रॉपर्टीचं डील आहे ना ते लवकरात लवकर पूर्ण कर.
तिकडे कोणीतरी आहे.
तुझी नाळ जोडली गेली इकडे. काय अंतू शेठ बरोबर ना. विधी 3 दिवस चालते लो. दिनू शेठ पूर्वजांकडे परत जायला पाहिजे.
इथे कोणीतरी होतं इथे.
घाबरलास.
दिनू आजोबा दशा अवतारात काय करायचे?
स्त्रीपात्र.
नेसला माझ्या बापाने लुगडा. काय प्रॉब्लेम काय तुझा?
रात्री अपरात्री मापकन प्रेत पडल्याचा आवाज. दिनू शेठ.
That well does not look safe.
चिरंजीव तुमचे पुतणे तुमचं कार्य करा गेले आहेत.
घर विकलं जाणार नाही आणि मी सही पण करणार नाही.
कार्तिक. आणि मग ह्याच घरात सगळे मुर्दे.
बस बस बस.
या वाड्याचं जर रिसॉर्ट बनवलं.
हे सगळं आता माझं आहे ना.
प्रश्न माझा नाही त्या घराचा आहे.
ते कोणाला मारून जाळलं तरी कळणार नाही.
का करायला मला.
भानावर ये मधू, भानावर ये.
बाहेर यायचं.
Anybody who does this, run away, because that is never good. Don't ever stick around when you see someone do that. All right. So
And people will always do the opposite. When you say not to step out, they're definitely going to step out.
don't go out there. Why? I'm gonna go out now.
Yeah.
No, don't do it. I know, it's so bad. So we saw the poster a little bit at the end. We'll just take a look. So
Yeah.
I like this school. It features the three main characters. We have the shushing guy,
Yeah.
we have the husband, we have the new wife. So we have those three characters and this amazing house who looks super creepy the way they live.
Yeah.
And
So
we have
the
that
guy,
green kind of tone on it, which is that classic horror movie palette. So really nice poster, star cell. So all right.
I guess the guy in the middle, like the Shushing, he's probably either related to the main family or he's the caretaker of the house, and looks like they have some incomplete ritual, like as to the owner of the property being passed away, and then they need to do that ritual to help him pass away freely. So they haven't done it. So it's something to do with that connection, and then looks like there's a child who's going to be born in that house.
Gotta be cursed.
Yeah, gotta be cursed.
Gotta be cursed.
So
I like the idea too. They kind of make a swift reference to the fact this house is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. No one ever comes out there. So if someone dies, who's gonna know? Like they're like, we can just cremate them, they'll never know. We also have this very convenient, huge open well that's really easy to throw things in.
Yeah.
Like not good. When I was in India, we went to these small villages and they have these massive wells, and they don't have walls around them. They don't, like in America, you'd have fences and like barrier, like they'd be so afraid of litigation also. But in India, this is how we have this well, and everybody's respectful.
Yeah, those are commonwealths, especially back in the olden day, olden times. Every house used to have their own well where they draw the water from and everything. And ever since, once in a while, it's become a it's a way to scare people, like especially kids away, because wells are going to be deep. You don't want kids playing around.
And they will. Yes. Kids will do it. I love the way they made the well really ominous. Like there's secrets in the well, there's secrets in the house, and what's the husband? He seems a little shady. It seems like there's been a lot of deaths. Like why is she getting pulled into this? So it seems like there is property value seem to be there
is greed. There is definitely greed involved. Like I think once they move into the property, they don't want to sell the house. And there is this lady who has this big eyes. When she sees gold, she's saying that all of this is mine now.
I can have it.
Yes,
exactly. So very interesting. I love the kind of family drama wrapped up inside like a deep history. The worst things people can do, whether it's being greedy, willing to do anything to get their cut, innocent people being pulled into it. And then how are they going to survive? Or are they going to adapt? Like, are they going to be victims? Or are they going to be one of the perpetrators? I love that kind of complicated horror vibe of like, which side are you on? What would you do? Like, it's one of those, like, what would you do if you're in that situation? I would run for the hills. That's what I would do. It would not be good. Everybody seemed a little suspect. I don't know. Seemed really scary. But I do love the big family history, creepy house, horror type vibe. Those are always really good because there's always something. It's not easy. It's always a little complicated. I didn't see anything that looked necessarily supernatural.
Well, they didn't show the ghost or any supernatural activity to begin with, but it's kind of there is something lurking out there.
It looked like a haunted house.
Yes.
It looked haunted.
Definitely, it's watching them over their shoulders. They just don't know when it's gonna pop.
The brother-in-law is the one watching. I don't know who, but I don't think it's a ghost. I think it's someone who just wants to.
I think there's a lot of thing going on, especially with this character named Dinu Seth. Yeah. So we'll know once the series is out.
We'll have to watch it. Yes, but it looked very intriguing. I loved it. It looked really fun. Yeah. Definitely check it out. Tell us what you think. Have you seen it yet? What do you think of this? And do you like horror? I do. Anytime we can get a horror thing in here, I do it. So that's why we're covering this. All right, you guys. We'll catch you next time. Thank you, Ramesh.
I'd say bye.